The Surfing Violinist presents World Champs in Panama City Beach, Surf Log 53. After Ben Gravy proved to the surfing world that our local tour boat, the Sea Screamer, could produce miniature point break perfection, our own local legend, Warren Smith, decided it was time to see how good this wave could get. So he invited some friends from both coasts to come join the locals for a few days basking in the brilliance of this novelty wave. It's not every day we get to see world-class heavy hitters in our lineups, so I was a little intimidated when two world champions graced our shores. Blair Conklin, three-time world champion skimboarder, and Justin Quintal, 2019 world longboard champion. Joining them was Alex Knost, one-of-a-kind surfer and musician whose unique approach to surf and sound is the kind of influence that makes you re-examine the way you may be taking both for granted. The thing is, this wave is tricky, and even though some of our local skimboarder talent, like Aidan Gorman, has had some results in terms of meeting the wave generated by the Sea Screamer, there remained this question regarding the best place to generate the wake that might yield the best skimboard type waves, in which skimmers could not only meet it and ride it for a section or two, but if there was a way to skim into a ride that rivaled Gravy's in length and perfection. Warren had tapped me to do some water shots of the proceedings, but I still felt a bit like a fish out of water hanging with such prodigious talent. As we did a drive-by at the same spot Ben Gravy had found his longest ride, we didn't quite see the potential we were hoping for. Every day the tide, wind, and sand are different in this channel, and you just never know what you're gonna get. So Captain Cody Redmond had an idea: let's try Shell Island. And what we saw looked promising enough to have us all buzzing with these kinds of reactions.
Oh my god, dude, I was gonna be getting barreled. What?
So Cody dropped us off a ways up the point on the backside of Shell Island, and I knew that the best part of the wave was probably going to be closer to the point itself, so me and Blair started booking it towards the point. I had my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera on a monopod and was trying to keep up as Blair prepared for his first run, drop, and slide. My footage is too shaky to really appreciate the technical skill employed by the champ on his maiden voyage, so I'm glad his filmer and editor par excellence, Skylar, got the angle from the boat. This was his first time on the wave. Maybe the first time anyone had skimmed into this wake at this spot, and he made it. First try, and the wave exceeded all expectations. I was freaking out, yelling and hooting, and I thought this guy's gonna think I'm such a kook. But Blair came out, frothing just as much, maybe more, and I realized this dude has not lost one shred of his Grom stoke. It was destined to be a good day, and not long after that, Blair glided into one of the most picturesque and sizable waves any of us have ever documented coming from the Sea Screamer. And of course, it's Blair, so he didn't just ride the thing, he alley-ooped, he gouged, he three-shoved, kept going, big spin, 33 seconds on a skimboard in shorebreak boat wake. It's been a long time since I've been a spectator of athletic sports in person, but in this moment, I felt like a kid in the bleachers at a playoff game watching his favorite running back dance through the defense to score a touchdown. It was a sight to behold. Tate christened the new section of wave Rip and Tear Blair Point, as we all basked in the wonder of this watercolor, this wave, and Blair's seemingly effortless command of its tricky approach. The wave is notoriously slabby, going from deep water to shore so abruptly, as can be seen in this clip when I tried to skim into it and got clotheslined. And of course, Blair not only skims, but gets a lot of his footage too, which Blair was kind enough to document. So it did take a bit longer for Justin and Alex to divine the best angle of attack for longboards, but they both did. Alex caught one that threatened Ben Gravy's length of ride record, which was somewhere around 1 minute and 22 seconds, easily breaking the minute-long ride barrier on the right. Quinny got the hang of the right, showing off his cross-stepping acumen in the process, and then proceeded to master the left on the backside of the island, walking the nose and hanging 5 in the middle of its dredging pocket. Alex revealed to me the artistic appeal of longboarding. Like, I've seen tons of video and film footage of masterful ballet-like command from longboarders, but in general, most longboarders locally don't have the time to practice cross-stepping on our short-period wind waves. There have been exceptions, local competitive longboard ripper Chaz, and this cross-stepping madman Austin, but to have a front row seat to Alex's jazz-like riffing in, around, over, and behind the pocket on a point break peeler was a masterclass. But that's not all Alex accomplished. One of the core values that characterized this endeavor was Warren's love of surf days at Shell Island as an up-and-coming Grom. After all the legalese and minutiae had been approved by Cole's eagle eye, and here I need to pause and not just make this a footnote, because this cannot be overstated. None of this is possible in the real world without this eagle eye. And the last 2 years have really hammered this home to me. Cole, as Warren's partner in Shell Point and the legal brain behind it, provided a healthy environment and guarded us against the slings and arrows of Murphy's Law. Cole and Warren were the yin and yang to make this endeavor not just feasible, but actual. After Warren had addressed the needful in his first memo to the entire team, his last word was not "let's rip," or "let's surf our brains out," or "let's bring this project to a satisfying conclusion," or "let's get this bread." It was "let's party." This wasn't going to be just a run-of-the-mill ad shoot. This was going to be a celebration of Shell Island that exemplified for us local surfers growing up in Panama City Beach, good waves and good times at a pristine setting. And that was what this whole experience was. And Alex Knost was a shining beacon of the Californian version of this salt-infused jazz surf life ethos. I asked him for some guidance in my late-to-the-party exploration of jazz as a violinist, and he recommended Bitches Brew by Miles Davis. And listening to it, it finally began the unlocking of connections that I'm still trying to parse. The realization that much of my love of the Mars Volta's amputecture owes so much to the jazz pioneers. Outside of the waves, Alex's karaoke performance of Frank Sinatra's That's Life has gone on to become the stuff of local legend in all our minds. We weren't even there, but seeing the footage of the event reinforced this song as one of Melissa's favorite Frank tunes, because the lyrics really do feel like real life. And the way Alex performed it with the most show-stopping pop singer bravado, it was a work of art fitting for the celebration of the week. Here's the thing, since this shoot, many have tried to recapture the magic, and it's just not been done to the same degree. I mean, part of it is the caliber of Justin and Alex and Blair, but there really was something magical about the tide, the wind, and watercolor those few days. But it can't be overstated just how hard it is to do what Blair and Alex and Justin were doing. This wave is challenging. The approach on the skimboard and the takeoff of the longboard are so odd, it doesn't feel normal. Gravy mastered the takeoff and the angle for securing the longest ride on the opposite shore, but that wave was more of a crumbler. This thing on the Shell Island side was a straight slab. The only two locals who maximized potential were Tate and Warren. This is my favorite shot I got of Warren. This is my favorite shot I got of Tate. The rare open-mouthed Tate smile says something about the magic of this Shell Point endeavor. And what is so fun about this new school generation of skim and surf vloggers is that they get a lot of their own footage, and Blair's Stoke is on full display as he's documenting both Tate and Warren's rides. Being a celebrity athlete is easy to envy, but it's hard to enact. And what impressed me about all three of these guys is that they were not prima donnas at all. They were down to earth, approachable. It was a magical experience and proof of why Warren has become a household name in the international surf community. Being the life of the party. The kind of party I want an invite to. A Shell Island endless wave party. Shell Point's story is just beginning, and Sea Screamer's shore break wake continues. All thanks to Captain Cody and the entire Sea Screamer team for sharing this dream with the world. As far as documented length of ride, and I'm open to correction on this, but from the video I have access to, and it's important to note here, you cannot count rides in which the filmer presses pause during the ride and re-records. Such evidence is inadmissible for consideration in the Sea Screamer shore break ride length leaderboard. Current record holders are as follows. In 10th place is another world skimboarding champion, Gerardo Valencia at 23 seconds. In 9th place, Panama City's own Garrett Hine at 24 seconds. In 8th place, our local skim legend, Dylan Duncan at 26 seconds. In 7th place, and setting the record for shortboarders, is a tie between Tate Danford and Warren Smith at 29 seconds. In 6th place is Justin Quintal's partner in life in longboarding, Kylie Woods, setting the record for the ladies at 34 seconds. In 5th place, setting the record for locals on a longboard, is Squared Grouper's own Justin Buxton at 38 seconds. In 4th place is Justin Quintal breaking 1 minute and change. In 3rd place is Alex Knost with 1 minute and 9 seconds. In 2nd place is Blair Conklin, surprisingly on the left and setting the record for skimboards with 1 minute and 14 seconds. And in 1st place, Ben Gravy holds the record with 1 minute and 20 seconds. That leaderboard is not fixed. Gravy, I'm coming for your record. I can't thank enough my other comrades and cameras, Skylar, Blair's filmer and skimboarding legend herself, Stephen and Joel, cinematographers of the highest caliber, Glenn and Michael, who doubled as excellent filmers and photographers, because we wouldn't have these moments preserved without them. This really was a team effort. So many of us were doing this for the love of Warren and Cole's vision, but also for a privilege to have a front row seat to a singular event. Now, since this is my vlog, and it's a vlog documenting not a pro's mastery, but a kook's protracted exorcism, let's take a look at how not to surf this Sea Screamer tutorial. With just a few passes of the Sea Screamer left and my water shot footage quota met, I picked up Tammy's longboard and decided to drop in on Blair for a party wave, and I was so stoked. I was getting to share a wave with a world champion. Blair is so genuine and so kind. He was stoking the whole time. He was like, dude, you caught one of the longest rides.
Got the clip of the trip, guys.
And then much later on, only recently, I got access to the boat footage. Yeah, this is why you want Alex and Justin and Blair, and not us being filmed. Such ostentatious displays of kookery are an affront to all surf decency. I have improved somewhat in the time since, and that's why it's so important to keep it consistent. So here's to Shell Point Surf Club, because it's so hard to keep surfing practice consistent when our panhandle surf so often isn't. Until then, there's Sea Screamer and that leaderboard. I'm coming for that title bin, and hopefully will not look like a gorilla when I do. Godspeed. To see these videos early, without ads, join the lineup here on YouTube. You just need a YouTube account, and for $1.99 a month, you click this little join button and sign up to get early and ad-free access to 4 monthly vlogs: the surf vlog, the violin vlog, the Masala vlog, and the family vlog. Thank you very much.